It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig. You decide when you lose, not other people. And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. Today with Melonie Mac.
Makes your skin soft and...
And in this world of insanity, we are graciously supported by fans of common sense. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and Twitch.tv till the end of the month and kick.com/Stuttering Craig. No, /Side Scrollers. No, that's Twitch. Whatever. Hey, everybody, it's Friday. Who's ready to have a great day? I made a note right before, during the intro, that we need to change the Melonie Mac intro, don't we, Blabs?
Yes, you do. And yes, it's Side Scrollers on Kick.
Yes. Kick.com/Side Scrollers. Hey, everybody, it's great to see you. Did you have a good week? Are you ready for the weekend? I am too.
Are you on drugs? Are you alright? You're like, your eyes are bulging. What was in the protein bar? Oh, he's got it still. He's like, look at my wrapper.
Protein blend.
Can you read?
Whey protein isolate. Soy protein ice. Oh, I'm a soy boy. There it is. Soy protein isolate.
Soy boy.
Maltose, vegetable glycerin, gelatin, and cocoa.
I'm in love with the cocoa.
Let's go.
I got it on the low.
Oh, man, look, we're going to have a good one. This is going to be a great one today. And look, we're off to a phenomenal start. I am beyond excited to have quite possibly the most hated woman on the internet, Melonie Mac, join us today. Hello.
Hi.
It's great to see you. Great to see you.
Yes, very, very hated, especially this week. The backlash has been real, but it's been fun. It has emboldened me to keep speaking out.
You do look like Avril Lavigne, circa 2002, in your outfit here.
Thank you. That's my goal. Mission accomplished. I'm stuck in the early 2000s. That is like that whole Y2K style. Mm-hmm. The grunge.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Hey, but if there's one thing, we have a new thing for you, and you heard it before, but this is how everyone feels about you right now. Melonie.
It's so abrupt.
I'm about it. You know, me being a very Bible-believing Christian, the Bible says friendship with the world is enmity with God. So if the world is not giving me pushback, then I'm doing something wrong. So I'll take it. It's all good with me.
I will say this. It's really funny to see the blowback that we then receive for having you on the show. And from like demi-goth, deerkin, Wiccan lovers,
yes,
like with pronouns in their bios and stuff.
I think it was a pansexual goth.
And I mean this. I mean this in the most disrespectful way possible. Fuck off. I don't care what you think. And we're going to have Melonie on whenever the fuck we want to have Melonie on. And I personally, I don't care what Melonie says. That doesn't mean I'm going to go around saying words that she says. But I totally defend words that you can say because you can say those words and you can say whatever you want. So you say whatever you want, Melonie, just not on YouTube.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to see. So, you know, we do have a drop for that. We absolutely do. Yeah, here it is.
Fuck off, you oversensitive little shits.
There you go.
I love it. Mm-hmm. I love it. And that's the thing is there's so much every time we try to defend ourselves or we try to be bold and we try to speak up for freedom of speech or whatever it is, it's, oh, you're not being nice, but you're not being nice and you're supposed to be nice. Well, when are these cancel pigs ever nice? They're not. They're some of the most insufferable, aggressive people. Affirm me. You have to affirm me or you're a bigot. You're the enemy. But we can't defend ourselves. We can't be bold. We can't practice our freedoms? Or, oh, you're being mean. Oh, no.
With all due respect, I will not accept you until you accept yourself.
Yes.
It's one of those things. It's crazy. And then you say something over here, and then this is what happens on Twitter.
There's a problem that has nothing to do with me. I need to solve it.
Right. Which we're going to go through all of our drops this morning. We're not going to give you any pussy. No.
I like your take on boobies.
There you go. Which is great. So, man, we are on it this morning. Anyways, look, we got a great show today. I want to welcome everybody out. We are live over on rumble.com/sidestrollers. Join us over there, the free speech haven, where you can say things like that, whatever you want, Melonie, without the fear and consequences of YouTube coming down with their vicious claws. It's really insane. Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Join us over there, rumble.com/sidestrollers. We also have an X account at x.com/sidescrollerpod, where you can find out who's going to be on the show, as well as clips of the show occasionally. We also have an Instagram, don't we, Blabs?
We do, and I can't even access it right now. Okay, there we go. We've hit 1,100 followers, so thanks.
Let's go.
We're getting there.
We have a Kick account, which we are live right now, literally right now. Over on Kick, we are simulcasting across the internet, sending it there, #internet. We are there, kick.com/sidestrollers. And if you want to hear the audio version of the show, you can over on Spotify as well. Join the 62,700 free speech common sense lovers here on the YouTube channel who have hit the subscribe button. 62,771 as of this second right now. Our goal is 500 likes. Let's see if we can hit that this morning, which we have. We got a great little streak of that. We also have a goal of 20 memberships, which we're definitely going to hit today. I can feel it. It's a Friday. It's Membership Friday, baby. Membership Friday. It's on and ready to go. And Snake Masters, #1 today, right out of the gate. Thank you so much, Snake Master. That's spectacular. Ladies, we're going to have a good show today. I mean, I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones.
Phil Collins?
No, I'm not. But
Calling in the air tonight.
you may be, because you're going to be singing some songs here in a second, Blabs.
Oh.
I think Melonie should do it. I'm just saying.
No. But first, Noodles came in with the $49.99. Blabs, read it off while I put Noodles on
All right,
the
I
wall.
want to see balls in the chat. Okay, Noodles for $49.99. Just got back from getting married in the Philippines. Plenty of side-scroller episodes to catch up on. Good thing, too, since I'm currently snowed in. Love you all and hope you guys have a great holiday. Well, happy. Congratulations, weddings and all to you.
That's awesome. Look at that, Noodles. Look at it.
That's
Look at it.
cool. I've never heard anyone say they went to the Philippines to get married. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was on a flight and talking to this guy that was sitting next to me on the flight, and he was flying to, I can't remember, he had a layover, and then he was flying to the Philippines to get married. And I was like, oh,
Maybe
that's
it's
so
really
awesome.
cheap
This is
there
like
or something.
90-day fiance stuff.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's awesome. That is great. Well, congratulations, Noodles. And sorry you're snowed in. You got a lot to catch up on. And apparently there's a winter vortex hitting the United States here in the next couple days. Global warming, it's real. Anyways, Noodles, great, man. Thank you very much. And congratulations on that marriage. Also, not to be outdone, Raider came in with a $100 super chat. It says, request Fantastic Voyage by Coolio.
This is going to be funny.
In a German accent. Now, Blaz, once again, when these are pulled up, make sure you listen to them. The actual, just mute us or something, and you listen to them so you can get the rhythm and stuff. Blaz will be singing Fantastic Voyage by Coolio in German accent in just a second. Raider, thank you so much. Let's get you guys popped on the wall. As Melonie's going to read off this one from Jonathan Abear or Herbert.
Herbert, all right, for $20, says everyone hates Melonie, but not I. Far from it. Keep doing you, Miss Mac. Thank you, Jonathan. You are awesome, and I really appreciate it.
Melonie.
That's not part of the Coolio song. I'm listening to it, and all of a sudden Chris is coming in there too.
Yeah.
Yep. There we go. All right. All right, here we're back at it. Man, thank you so much, Jonathan. Appreciate it. Let us know, by the way, if it's Herbert's or A-Bear. It depends on if you're in Canada or the United States.
A-Bear. A-Bear's really cool. We can give him that nickname.
A-Bear. Thank you, Jonathan. Greatly appreciate your support this morning. David came in with the 5, says, I wish some Weird Al-esque genius would write a song called Cancel Pigs to the tune of Sabbath's War Pigs. Ooh.
Oh, I'm writing this down.
I like it. I like it.
I'm writing this down. I might take a crack at it.
All right. Nice. I love it. I love it. You should absolutely do it. I don't imagine Weird Al would be doing that anytime soon.
I need help from people who know how to edit music and stuff. If anyone wants to collab with me on that and help make my vocals sound decent.
Just use that AI right there.
There we go.
Look at Blabs trying to figure things out. She's over there just like, oh, she has...
I don't rap and German.
over here.
100%.
That's absolutely you. Thank you, David. Jake gifted out a membership to the channel. That puts us at 2 for the day. Thank you so much, Jake. Greatly appreciate your support. And Blabs, not only are you singing Fantastic Voyage by Coolio in a German accent, but Blabs the Tower Tard came in with a simple message. Blabs the Tower Tard, go and read it off.
All right. Me writer for Marvel now. Should me stay or go me toilet for Southwest? Hi, F slur lady. I like pickles. Yay.
I like being the F slur lady. That's cool. Thank you.
That is Blab's new character, Blabs the Tower Tard.
I love it.
Thanks, Adam.
That's great. Christian Rocker says, I came for Mel and Blabs and to tolerate Craig. Hey, thanks, Christian Rocker.
Justice.
Oh, my God. The Worthy One says, hey, Mel, did you see Kai Cenat go TF off on Little Nas? Oh, that Kai. He's that streamer guy. Go off on Little Nas X for mocking Jesus.
I didn't see that. I don't know for sure who Kai is. But good for him. I will definitely look that up. I just know right now, like, and this has been said a lot on Twitter is that we need more Christians to step up and stand up against this stuff because Christians have been so passive lately that even the Muslims are defending Jesus in this case more than the Christians are. That's embarrassing. Step it up, guys. Be bold. Let's do this.
Here's this. I don't know how much we can say and how much we can't say on this. This is over on Twitter. And let me pull this up real quick just so you get your first reaction to this because I have not seen this. So we'll see what words can and cannot be said here. But here you go. This is Kai Cenat. He's a big streamer. This is the guy. Oh, this is the kid the other day who drop kicked his streaming setup after he lost a game of Fortnite. Yeah, this guy's crazy. All right, here we go.
No! Oh my. Fuck that! Yo, Lil Nas X, you could eat my whole dick. I hate that nigga, bro. Nah, that shit just popped up in my head, bro. That nigga, bro, nah, word of my mother, bro. God gonna handle you in the right way. I didn't even talk about that yet, bro. But look, God gonna handle you, bro. And you're, bro.
What he did?
No, bro.
What he did?
No, bro. God gonna handle that nigga. Real shit.
What did he do?
Nah, bro. I'm never gonna explain it, bro.
But bro, no.
He's extremely disrespectful, bro. He disrespectful.
Okay, tell me how he disrespected, because, bro, you can't be on that bad time. I'm just sitting in the corner on bad timing.
Go on his page, bro.
Hey, yo.
He disrespect God himself. That's
Christianity,
crazy.
Like Christianity.
Yes, he disrespect the whole culture.
He was mocking it.
Yes, making
Nigga, Lil Nas X, eat my.
No.
I love this. You know what? I love it. It's not politically correct. I don't know even, but all I know is he is defending Jesus Christ in this, and he is aggressively defending it, and I'm about it. We need more boldness. It's this hippie passive Christianity that has absolutely messed up society. It has corrupted the church. We're not all supposed to be wimps. We're not supposed to be wimps at all. We're supposed to be bold. We're supposed to be strong. Good for him. Good for him for being aggressively defensive about this. Good for him.
That guy's aggressively defensive about everything. That's his gimmick.
I love to see it in this case. Good. I would much rather see that than the, hey, could you please not do that? I love you, but please don't do that. No, I'm so sick of that bull crap. Sick of it.
Sick of it.
I have great news first. Raider gifted 20 subs on Kick.
What?
Yeah.
Raider! Yeah. Let's go. That is great news. Raider's going on the wall again. Let's go. That's outstanding. Hey, speaking of Raider, after those 20 gifted memberships over on Kick, that's awesome. Blabs, do you have anything that you'd like to share or possibly sing? Possibly "Fantastic Voyage" by Coolio in a German accent. Possibly. Are you ready for this?
Badly.
Does it ever go good?
Was that English? Does it ever go good?
Yeah. Does it ever go good, Blabs?
Well, debatable.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Shit, man.
for your viewing pleasure, courtesy of Raider, I present to you "Fantastic Voyage" by Coolio
This is so
in a
bad.
German accent.
Fuck.
Presented by Blabs.
Shit. Okay.
Coolio doesn't cuss.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Anyway, grab your gat with the extra clip, yeah, and close your eyes and hit the switch, yeah.
That's not German.
I'm trying German here. I don't know.
Wiener say Wiener Schnitzel a couple times.
Wiener Schnitzel. Grab
And then,
your
like-
gat with the extra clip, Schurner, and yeah. I'm thinking Dutch, freaking Frozen guy. Book Summer Blowout. I think Mel should do this. I'm just saying. It's gonna
No,
be so bad.
no,
It's
no,
worth Mel doing it for
I don't
$100.
know the song.
Oh, but poor little Blabs has to learn, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll give a crack at it. What's it called again?
Fantastic Voyage.
Fantastic Voyage by
Well,
Coolio.
Craig, why don't you step it up one day and do it?
Because Raider, this is the rules of the
He
show.
didn't
This is
request
how it
me
is.
to do it. He said
Okay.
request.
I don't know the beat or the tempo, but I do know I
She
can
knows
attempt
German.
the angry German accent. Yeah, that's right, yeah, that's the ticket. Come on, y'all, let's take a ride. Don't you say crap, just get inside. It's time to take your butt on another kind of trip, because you can't have the hop if you don't have the hip. Grab your gat with the extra clip and close und eyes and hit the switch.
That works.
Ladies and gentlemen, Melody Mack. I just given the internet something else to I'll tell you what. That is outstanding, Melody. That was great.
Thank you.
Great job, Raider. Love that. And on top of that, we're going to have this song coming from you as well, from David, the Cancel Pig song. So I'm looking forward to that.
I will attempt that.
Wow, that is great stuff. Jeez Louise. So angry. I love how angry you make Germans.
Germans are angry. It's canon.
Canon, she says. It's part of the lore.
Oh my God. Peter came in and says it's negative 36 degrees Celsius, negative 25.6 degrees Fahrenheit where I'm at. In the words of an Italian guy, I'm freezing my balls off here. Peter, hopefully you stay warm, buddy. And sorry to hear that, man. That sucks. Mo Zamboni came in and says, "Preach, Mel, to all Christians." Is it Ephesians?
Ephesians 6:10-18. That's about putting on the armor of God. And here's the thing is, we're not going to be instructed to put on armor, like the armor of God, if we're not going to have to be in spiritual battle. So we can't just be passive wimps. Like it's important to be strong.
Jeez, crazy. Push-ups came in with a 5. Says, "Mel, please pray for me. I tried to avert my gaze, but ever since I subbed to this channel, Amaranth's picture keeps popping up."
Sounds like a skill issue. Push-ups, get good.
Get good push-ups. Hey, Nissan came in with a 10. Says, "Christianity teaches pacifism, so it's no surprise the community is meek. Works against their own self-interest. We need a little more Malcolm X, and little less Martin Luther King Jr. these days. Just saying."
That's a huge misconception, and that's one reason why the church has been hijacked. That we're not taught to just be passive. We're taught to love, but sometimes love is harsh, And so I think this whole idea that Christians have to be passive is a massive misconception with Christianity. It doesn't teach us that. It doesn't teach us to tolerate sin. We are supposed to hate it. So that's one reason why we're getting run over. We got to be bold. We're supposed to be bold as lions, and it's time to make some changes.
Mr. Stranger Danger says, "Hey Mel, there's a YouTuber called Dan Vask who can help you out with your music, possibly a Dan Vask Melonie collab."
Well, if that, for like metal type stuff, I was thinking like the kind of electronic instruments, people who are really good with auto tune, that kind of stuff, because I don't have the talent to be doing metal covers like Dan Vask does. I need something a little more on the meme internet auto tuney type thing.
Love it. Noodles came in with a $9.99, says, "Thank you all for the congrats, and it was definitely something out of 90 Day Fiance. We met on and it was definitely something. Yeah, we met online 4 years ago.
Aww,
Love Mel's version of Fantastic Voyage. Hey,
thank you.
Noodles, congratulations once again, man. Spectacular. Congratulations. Scotty C says, "Holy hell, what did I just hear? Greatness, Melonie."
I
Scotty,
did
thank you
my
very much.
best. I put my heart into it.
Hey, quick side note. I was talking with Scotty yesterday. He's a great G2 who actually works for the Mavericks. And you guys know that I've been really critical of Mark Cuban in particular. I think he's a giant big pussy boy lately. But I will say this. He has done some good. And one of the good things that he did was after he sold his company, sold the Mavericks recently, he put $35 million aside to all the employees at the Mavericks. And that trickled down to literally all employees based off the tenure there. So Scotty C got a great bonus, and Scotty C was able to pay off debt and all sorts of stuff. So good on Mark Cuban for doing that. Listen, when good things happen and when stupid people do good things, hey, I will let you know, man. And as stupid as some of the things he says is, I think that's really, really cool. So good on Mark Cuban for helping out his employees right there with that. I think that's something you should absolutely do. So good for Mark Cuban on that, and good for Scotty. I think that's great, man. I'm really proud of Scotty. He's been really good to the show, really good to me. So thank you. Saley Drinking with the 5 says, "Shout out to my homeboy Jesus."
Yes.
And medieval syphilis came in and says, "First Jews running out of tunnels, then an angry German singing a rallying speech." I have not followed this tunnel story. Have you
haven't either.
This is I don't know. Blabs, have you followed this tunnel story in New York?
Apparently it was for like a museum. I don't even know. I know nothing.
I don't know enough about it.
I don't want to talk about it either.
Yeah, I don't care to know enough about it, to be honest with you. I just you see these people talking about it on Twitter, and it's like, okay, whatever. So, and I'm with you. I don't really care to talk about it. Middle Andrew came in with a 2. Thank you so much, Middle Andrew. Greatly appreciate that support. That is wonderful. Blake with the 2 over on Rumble says, "Melonie, keep fighting the cancel pigs." Romans 1:16 and 2 Kings 6:16. Do you know what those are off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head, I don't, sadly. But thank you so much. I encourage people in the chat, look it up, type it up, look it up, see what he was saying.
I am always fascinated by people who can find specific Bible verses in their brain and be like, oh, whatever it is, Ezekiel 7:14. I don't even know if that's a real thing, but and they go, yeah, that's the one about this, and I just think that's fascinating.
It's amazing. That just a lot of that comes with just reading daily, and there's stuff that sticks out. There's a few that I can refer back to, but I'm constantly working on learning more.
Mayo Riot says on Rumble we can say the F word that we can't say over on. And Dr. Dogwater TV says, "Hello, side scrollers and G2s. Melonie, I want that hat. This hat? Look at that.
I got it on Amazon. So it's just a slouch beanie that I got from Amazon. I like it because I have a big head and most beanies are too small. So this actually fits because I think it's in men's sizes. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Andrew came in with the 10. Thank you so much. Andrew says, "The tunnel story is ninja Jews fighting against the foot Jews, and George Soros is the shredder of the Jews." Lord.
Wow.
That's crazy. Sweet Potato Knight says, "Laura Croft is actually the villain of the Tomb Raider series. Changed my mind. She is also lactose intolerant, so no butter. Happy Friday."
That is so base saying Lara Croft is the villain. Well, technically, I consider her more of an anti-hero, but in a way, she is more villain than hero. And the fact that she's fueled by her own selfish ambition and gain. She's destroying tombs. She's taking out tribal people. She's stealing artifacts. And the fact that the newer games try to paint Lara Croft into a hero is why there is such a disconnect between like classic Lara and the new Lara, is because you can't take an anti-hero who steals as an actual grave robber. You can't turn that into a hero. It just doesn't work.
Crazy. I love that you can look at your favorite character as possibly a bad guy, which is great.
I love that for her.
Hey, everybody loved Stone Cold back in the day. He was the anti-hero in wrestling. So, hey, Blabs.
Alan!
Thank you, Alan. Appreciate that.
One of these days you're going to watch the video. I'm going to make you do it.
CMD062 says, just got the algorithm push. Just had the algorithm push some hard F words at the Geek Gateway into my feed talking shit about Melonie. If you don't have haters, you're doing it wrong. Let's go, Melonie.
Thank you.
Push-Up says, I'm even starting to see Amouranth's hair in Mel's head. What? Push-Ups, relax.
She has more of the auburn hair. Mine is the unnatural punk poser hair. Get it right.
Punk poser hair. I will say this. I had never actually heard Amouranth speak before, and I heard her speak for the first time.
I like her voice, though. She's got like a Scarlett Johansson style, like
That's
really.
What I'm saying. It's like sultry, raspy.
She's got a good voice, and she's actually a lot smarter
Craig
than people
totally
give her credit for.
Oh my god, I think she sounds like she smokes 3 packs a day.
Oh, what? I'm getting that femme fatale vibe from it. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Blaz, we put in the chat, like, because I want to pull it up real quick, because I think she sounds like a lady who's working too hard at the like smoking on her lunch break while serving waffles at Waffle House. That's what I think she sounds like. Here you go.
Oh, come on, bud. Okay. So this is Amouranth. Let me blow this up for you guys.
So by the way, the idea here is that they're selling Chinese knockoffs of her.
Not
accessories.
these, by the way. These are not knockoffs.
Well, I guarantee there's some Chinese knockoffs of her boobs somewhere.
I wonder if you take like a needle with a flake. Anyway.
I can't believe this is a knockoff at a physical store. That's disgusting. I don't know what I would do if I went to a mall and I saw this. Well, if I just checked this out at a mall, what would happen?
You think she has a nice voice?
Would like the cashier be like, "You look kind of like this."
Voice to me.
Oh man, I don't know.
I don't think she sounds like a chain smoker, but she does have a bit of a raspy voice.
She does have a little rasp, yeah.
What if Amouranth came out and said her pronouns were he, him? How quickly would that just destroy the internet? Oh, that'd be great. Gingerbread came in. It says Luke 22:36. Jesus says, but now if you have a purse, take it, and also a bag. And if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one.
Yes, sell your cloak and buy a sword. What kind of pacifist is going to need a sword?
Get your swords out. Blake came in. Man, we're just getting all the Bible verses today.
I love it.
Blake says Romans 1:16. I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. 2 Kings 6:16. Those that are not with us are more than those that are with them.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Also, we have some direct donations from Abdulio. He says, hello, side scrollers. Have you heard the news of Capcom going hard against modding, announcing that they consider them quote unquote cheating and have begun implementation of DRM called Enigma on their old PC catalog to prevent modding. The Enigma DRM has been causing not only performance issues but triggering antiviruses, but also has been causing said games to either no longer boot on the Steam Deck or boot in unplayable state. People are attributing this to an incident where during a Street Fighter tournament, it was which a host PC forgot to turn off his nude Chun-Li mod, and apparently it was live on stream. Yes, this is true. When he was, did you hear about that story? It was probably a month and a half ago or so.
Live on stream.
This guy he was playing his Chun-Li in Street Fighter 6, but she was butt ass naked. It was awesome. It was hilarious.
Wow.
So, Abdulio continues, says, however, I believe this is simply an excuse for the real reason is probably to get that ESG money because it's drying up. BlackRock is laying off 3% of its workforce and apparently ending funding based on ESG points. So I believe this is a desperate overreach to make sure their consumers only buy their microtransactions and game re-releases rather than use the free mods. Abdulio, thank you for that very, very precise explanation. BlackRock is laying off 3% of its workforce and apparently ending funding based off ESG points. Have you heard this at all?
No.
That's good news if that's the case, right?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Like that'd be wonderful. That'd be a very good thing.
It's like, okay, wow, you're actually gonna have to people. These companies are actually gonna have to give the fans what they want now, and actually rely on the player funding instead of all that ESG money.
Yeah,
All
guess
right.
we'll find out. We'll see. Lone Wolf with the 2 over on Rumble. You guys on Rumble are great today. Thank you very much. Says, hi, Mel. Hi, Babs. Oh, and other guy. Hey, thanks, Lone Wolf. Appreciate that. That's me. I'm other
Babs
guy.
now. You know, that was started by Az from Heel vs. Babyface. He called me Babs, like Barbara. What's her face's name? Barbara Streisand.
Right.
There you go.
Oh, I was gonna say Barbara Gordon, but
No,
that
Streisand.
works.
Babs.
Well, thank you everybody for your support to start the show. We got a good one today. We got lots to talk about. So let's get into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for hard news. Melonie. Sorry, just kidding. Hard news. All right. Thank you, yeehaws. Thank you, everybody who contributed to that. That's wonderful. Off we go. Ladies, we have a new Indiana Jones in the works. Mel, did you hear about this?
Oh yay! I got the brief recap from Babs, but
Here we are. It's a new Indiana Jones game, not a movie. Thank God.
There is no
But-
Indiana Jones 6 yet.
But by the way, I mentioned I started watching the Indiana Jones movie, right? And I have not watched a second of it since I started watching it. Nothing brought me back to it, which is honestly very, very sad that as somebody who loves Indiana Jones, I have no desire to go back and watch the rest of that movie. And the first like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever, the deep fake was like kind of fun, you know? But whatever. Anyway. So Indiana Jones and Blabs, what you really love this because the very, very well thought out title.
It's literally leaked to be called The Great Circle, guys.
that's gonna get memed so hard. People are gonna talk about buttholes. Like you just know.
Yeah.
Indy's Great Circle.
It's so lame. Like, you have these amazing titles from George Lucas, and then Bethesda's like, you know what? It'll be a really big hit. The Great Circle.
I love it. I love
Why?
Like that does sound like you guarantee there's going to be a porno called Indiana Jones or Indy Jones and His Great Circle or something
no.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
If you scroll down in the article, like a couple of paragraphs, circle of microtransactions, probably. This is probably a very credible leak because if you scroll down a couple of paragraphs, they say that it was trademarked a couple of years ago under video games, like services for video games. So this is most likely the actual title, and it's just been leaked.
Oh.
I got to be honest, and this was pointed out in the chat. Like, can we just kind of let Indy go?
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
It's probably going to be Phoebe Waller-Bridge in there, too, and she's going to be like Indiana Femme Jones. Yeah.
I don't. I mean, it's got to be.
Geriatric Indy? I don't know.
Well, no. I mean, the idea behind these games is that your heroes never age, right? You know, Mario's
Yeah.
the same age as he was before, but I think we already have a good Indiana Jones in the video game space. His name is Nathan Drake, and her name is Laura Croft, right?
Yeah.
We have these Indiana Jones characters. We don't need an Indiana Jones game. And honestly, they do it better. You know, the Nathan Drake Uncharted series, you're playing a movie. It's the best movie that you could possibly play. And so why do we need this? And what was the last Indiana Jones game? I gotta be honest, I don't even know.
It's been a long time. I think if you wanted to take I think a way that it could work is if you took an angle of let this be a video game over a movie, which is funny since this is based on a movie. But I think this whole making video games so much like a movie it's tired, it's old. I think when Uncharted first did it, it was fun, it was interesting. I was like, oh, neat. But after a while, a lot of us gamers are like, okay, can video games just be video games again and stop making everything focused around just the cinematic experience? So if Indiana Jones, the game, took more of an actual gameplay focus and an adventure focus, because even the current adventurer games aren't doing that. And so there is a market for it because that is missing. So if they were to take that angle, and then Indiana Jones is set in older times. Like I'm not hugely versed on the Indiana Jones, but isn't it like the 50s or something like that?
Right. So Indiana Jones primarily between like the 20s, the late turn of the century, 1910s, 1920s, and he's old in like the 1960s. Right, that's kind of the idea. But
the last one, which is my favorite one, The Last Crusade, has Nazis in it.
Okay, so
20s,
I think
30s,
if they took some of that angle, okay, make it set in like the 30s or whatever, and stick to that timeline, because then that's something different. That's something, that sets it apart from your Uncharted and Tomb Raider. And with that, he's not going to have access to current day technology, and it's just a true gritty adventure, man in the wild. And I think that could work, but in current modern day and how mainstream games are going, I'm not anticipating that. I'm thinking they're probably just going to take that story focus, that interactive story approach, and the gameplay is going to be pretty vapid as we continue to see.
Right. And you look at this list of games, obviously the upcoming one, right? This is fine,
Lego
great.
Indiana.
These have been Facebook game, Indiana Jones World on Facebook, which I'm sure made it just a killing, right? I'm sure it did great.
Never heard of it.
But then there's Lego Indiana Jones, right? And then that was back on the 360 and the Wii era. So that was 15 years ago now. The last time we saw.
I have that one.
Was it
I
any
have
good?
Both Indiana. So that one actually would crash on my Wii a lot. To the fact that you couldn't even turn off the Wii, it would just start screaming, and you have to unplug it from the wall.
I just imagine the Wii just going, stop it! Stop!
Please, no! It'd go, you're like, what the shit? Like, the entire game would freeze completely. But it was just fun, but not as fun. The second Lego Indiana Jones incorporated movie number 4 with Shia LaBeouf in it.
Yeah.
The best Lego game was the original one.
So here we are. The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. Let's see. We had the Indiana Jones in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That was based off the movie. That was for BlackBerry and mobile phone. Lego Indiana Jones. So once again, Lego. And the other ones are based off of like young Indiana Jones. So the last time we saw like an Indiana Jones game like this would be Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb.
Oh.
For the PlayStation 2.
The Young Indiana Jones counts too because it is Indiana Jones. I don't know if you've ever seen the Young Indiana Jones show. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, actually, that is on Disney Plus, and we don't have Disney Plus, but we're using a mutual friend's Disney Plus login. So maybe I'll go and watch the Young Indiana Jones. I've heard good things.
Those are pretty good. My sister has like the entire box set from when she was younger. Yeah, they're pretty good.
I'll definitely need to dig into that. Anyway, so I don't know. I think we all agree though. Like, just like let indie die. Just let it move on. I'm in love with that time period, just like anybody else, right? But
kill it if you have to.
How do you reinvent?
Fans out there,
How do you reinvent Disney, like Indiana Jones? It's one character. It's one guy. And it is what it is. But Zach came in with the $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Zach. Greatly appreciate that. Says liberals gather in their classes. Progressive voters are just fascist. What is that word?
Arteries.
Oh, arteries.
Of
Okay. Victimhood.
Learning.
Well, I don't know. Arteries,
It's a rhyme. Like this needs to, like liberals gather in their classes. Progressive voters are just fascists. Arteries full of obstructions, victimhood and self-destruction. Cancel pigs, they think they're learning, but they just gay, like Alan Turing. Sing,
Aw.
Craig.
Zach, I'm not good at that.
Oh, that's to War Pigs. Okay. I don't remember that song off the top of my head. Maybe if I heard it, I would remember it. But
Oh, okay,
I like those lyrics. I will be referring back to those when I work on this song. Thank
There you go. Thank you, Zach. Greatly appreciate that. We'll take a screen cap of that for your voyage into lyrics there, Mel.
All right.
Alan came in and says, "It's the circle of life, guys, in the beehole." Thank you, Alan. Hal says, Indy was born July 1st, 1899. Let him go. Really? July 1st, 1899. That's crazy. Man. Thank you.
Do you feel
And here we
old,
go.
Craig?
No, I don't at all. I think that's great. Blabs, the tower
Oh,
card.
good. Hi. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Blob's the tower tart for $5. Me scared. Oh no. Okay. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Me scared of tunnel Jews. Please F slur lady. Lady, read me Austrian painter's book again so me can sleep. I like pickles. Yay.
You're getting a little more demented with everything that Blabs the Tower Tard says. Yikes. One time at Bandcamp says David Jaffe posted a video a week ago where he finally admits companies were making creative decisions based on ESG. He thought it was a hoax until he finally researched ESG. Took him long enough. Wow.
Good for him for waking up to that. Maybe next time he'll wake up to mutilating children is wrong. We can only hope.
We can only hope. It's not too late. It's not too late. All right, let's move on to something else that's crazy. And this is a story I saw earlier this week, but it's worth talking about and kind of finishing the week up here. We're going to IGN for this story. Marvel Spider-Man Mary Jane model calls out fans who, quote, crossed boundaries. Now, did you hear about this story at all, Mel?
I did. I made a video about it.
Well, fill us in.
All right. So basically, yeah, the face model for Mary Jane, she's been getting bombarded with a bunch of messages from people. She's ready to just move on from this. She doesn't even do modeling or acting or anything like that professionally anymore. She's in like the skincare business, and that's what she wants to focus on. You know, any type of modeling stuff is just for fun for her right now. And so she is getting on her business pages, all that kind of stuff. She's getting a bunch of fanboys and stuff that are bombarding her about the Mary Jane stuff. And I don't think I think that the way that the headlines are written and stuff, it gives the impression of, oh, it's the people who didn't like how they made the character model. And I don't think that's the case. I think it's actually people who are just fans of her. And so she's feeling a little suffocated in the fact that she can't really get away from this, so much to the point to where someone actually called her work. And I think that's definitely overstepping boundaries, is to call her work. Also, that's kind of a scary thing, because if people know where she works and you don't know, this could be some crazy stalker that could show up at her place of business. So she's basically just like, guys, please give me some space. Like, right. This is a bit much.
So yeah, somebody obviously crossed the line in a major way. Anytime this is somebody who was a face for a character, like wasn't even the character, just a model for the character.
Yes.
And people become obsessed. At the end of this article, it says the harassment remains a significant problem for video game developers. The Game Developers Conference annual State of the Game Industry survey found 91% of developers believe player harassment is a problem in the industry. And I'm going to say something that people don't want to hear, but here's the reality of it. 91% of people believe player harassment is a problem in the industry. They're right. They're right. Because the game industry and gamers as a whole, and I've said this on the channel, like gaming is filled with the stereotype is antisocial, boys, girls, right? And there's truth to that. The same reason why there's 91% believe that there's a problem with player harassment is the same reason that Amouranth is a multi-millionaire, right? Because they have these parasocial relationships with these people that are fictional, right? Amouranth is a character. She's a character with big boobs. That's the whole idea. This lady is playing a character. And that's the reality of it, is that, yes, harassment is a big problem. Like, dude, look what you've dealt with the last few days. And all you did was say a word, right? Like, you're getting harassed because you said words that other people don't like.
Or even just so far beyond that, like a year and a half ago, I was going to a convention. I announced I was going to be at a convention, and oh yeah, I love to say hi to people when I'm at conventions and get the selfies, sign stuff if that's the case. Well, one old man took that too far, thinking that he said that he was convinced that I was his future wife. So he drove 15 hours to stalk me in a parking lot. And and that made me extremely uncomfortable. So there's boundaries that are so important with things like this. It's like totally cool to really admire someone on the internet and to have those content creators, or in this case, the models who are portraying characters that you like. Hey, it's cool to follow them. I follow a lot of people like that as well, and it's super cool. But there's important boundaries to be have. I have this full understanding that, okay, I don't know this person personally, and I'm not going to show up at their place of work, and I'm not going to convince this person that he's my husband who doesn't even know I exist. Things like that. The boundaries are important, and it can be difficult with some people who do have some more social disabilities, I guess you could say. But yeah, it can be tough. Part of it is like, hey, this is part of the business. You're going to have some of this, and you have to be able to be tough about it. But there is still a part of, okay, safety is still important as well.
I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again really quick. There was a time very early on in Screw Attack where I had never heard the term ghosting, or there's another term where you pretend to be, or somebody pretends to be you online. What's that term? Do you know?
Oh, catfishing?
Yeah, catfishing. Catfishing wasn't like a regular term. I've told this before, but it's always really stuck with me. Very early Screw Attack, we had just got our office. We didn't even have a location out there. Like the public, there's a lot of reasons why I think I know who did this, but the long and short of it was, somebody was catfishing another girl who was probably 20, 21, I don't know, young girl. I was 24, 25 at the time, right? Wasn't that strange. But this young lady was in this relationship with me online, and someone was acting as me. She showed up to our office, which, once again, the office was not public at all. It was nothing about our address was out there. And she showed up, and I remember answering the door, and she's like, "Hey," and I was like, "What?" You know, like, and she goes, "Hey, I brought you this." She had a 6-pack of Cokes in her hand, like in a bottle, and she goes, "I know how much you love Coke, so I wanted to bring this to you." And I was like, "Okay, thanks." You know, like, thank you very much. I just thought it was like, I had no idea who this girl is, and I haven't seen her since. And sure enough, she shows up, and like probably 30 minutes later, shortly after, I don't remember the exact time frame, I get an email from her, and she goes, "Hey, I realized after I left that I had been talking to somebody pretending to be you, because you had no idea who I was." And the long and short of it was, someone had been acting as me, told her that I liked drinking Coca-Cola, which I don't. I've never been a big Coke drinker, right? Made this entire false relationship and really embarrassed her. And I feel bad for her, like, to this day, because she thought she was in this weird relationship with me, which was really bizarre. And that was 2007, you know, and think about how bad it's gotten in the last 17 years since that happened. That's crazy to me. It's always really resonated with me. It always really stuck with me. And it's messy, man. It's messy. I can't even deal with it. So
Yeah.
anybody who knows me knows I much prefer Dr. Pepper than Coke. No,
Me too.
but yeah, it was pretty nuts, man. It's pretty crazy.
It's tough. Like, it's a tough
circle-
balance because we still want to let everybody know, like, we care about our viewers, we care about our audience, and hey, you know, we like to be friendly and we like to be like, hey, we like to see these people as our friends, but sometimes it's hard with that balance, and with not everybody is gonna. Some people are gonna take that a bit too far and think that means that they can go into our personal and private spaces. And, you know, in a perfect world, if we didn't have to worry about being murdered or something,
Right.
someone could bring you a Coke at your work and you could be like, thanks. But unfortunately, society is just so crazy. That's just, no matter how well-intended you are, no matter how kind you are and how you don't have any harmful intentions, it is a scary thing. And because there are some crazies out there.
Right. Here's the reality, right? I like to think everybody who watches us, we're like good acquaintances, right? We're acquaintances, right? We know it. You know me better than I know you, right? And if I want to know you, like on a deeper level, I will invite you. I will invite that in. But outside of that, like, let's just keep this relationship that we have together as is. You know, there's no reason to take that next step until the person who you know better, me, invites you into a friend or a bigger friendship, which I have done with other community members. Right? I mentioned Scotty earlier. You know, Scotty. I've known him. Many of our mods. You know, I know them personally. You know, we've hung out personally. But you know, I think ultimately it's up to the content creator to initiate the person that you're watching. It's up to them to initiate that next step in the relationship, whatever it may be. So until then, let's not be weird about it. So
Well, I was gonna add on to this that I kind of think it's also gaming companies' fault that there's so many creeps too. Because, I mean, she probably got a shit ton of hate, this staff actress or model, because her character doesn't even look like her, right? They completely changed her face and everything. So I also think if she had her face actually represented, she wouldn't have gotten all these DMs and weird-ass messages, too. So that's on the company's fault for changing everyone's faces and making them look like ugly women all the time.
That's what's sad, is when the actual model gets the backlash for stuff. It's like, it's not
even her fault.
It's not her fault. This is
Right.
the company's fault.
Well, let's not be weird. Let's not be weird about it. How's that sound? Just don't be weird. Just don't be weird, everybody.
Don't
That's it.
make it weird.
Just don't be
Don't
weird.
make it-
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Peach T came in. Thank you so much, Peach T, with the $20 super chat. It says, on the topic of haters, I stumbled upon a video by Undead Chronic, who is a TradCon loser. He said a lot of nasty things about Mel. He's not a good person. Mel, I admire your devotion to your faith. Keep it up. Okay.
Thank you. I don't know who that is, but thank you so much for the support and kind words. I appreciate it.
Here's the reality, right? There's a lot of people who say things about us, or and there's people that we talk about, they have no idea who we are. We don't know who they are, and we don't really care to know who they are. People are going to have opinions about side scrollers, are going to have an opinion about me or Mel or Blabs or whatever, and let them have their opinion. Who the fuck cares? You know, I could care less. But the reality is like, we have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
No idea who they are. So sorry. I don't.
Thanos, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
Well, I don't wake up every morning looking to satiate and make all the haters validate, feel good about themselves. Like I don't wake up every morning doing that, and I honestly don't care. Like I have the funniest thing is I have a lot of people who are saying things that they're just muted, so I don't even see what they say, right? And I don't give them the pleasure of being blocked, so they're just talking they're just like yelling into the void. Look at me, please! Please look at me! Oh
I
my
don't
god.
understand why people could actually hate someone enough to even do that, especially when they're commenting on every single thing that you tweet almost. It's like, man, there's people on the internet who I think their takes are absolutely retarded, but I just don't have the energy to be sending them tweets for every tweet they make and hating on them on every tweet. I just can't imagine caring that much about some rando's opinion that I don't care about.
I go back to these are grown people. These are adults. Like these are grown ass adults who have like they have responsibilities. Hopefully, like they have to pay for things. It's insane. It's crazy and sad. Honestly, it's sad and depressing for them. For the Emperor came in with the $4.99 says, I beat Spider-Man 2. The story was trash and the gameplay is better in Spider-Man 1. Ah, thank you for the Emperor.
All right.
That is a really succinct review of Spider-Man 2. Bippity Bloop says the games industry has 3 groups, players, artists, and suits, and none of them listen to each other. That's a pretty astute observation there.
I feel like you can say that for about most
Oh,
companies.
see, I know that with certain gaming companies like even Crystal Dynamics that there are people there or there have been back when I was more involved in knowing people who worked there. There were people who really did love like classic Lara Croft, really did want to incorporate more classic Lara Croft into the games, but it's the dudes in suits who make all the calls, and so they weren't able to realize their vision to a full extent for that reason.
Real quick, I saw this, and this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Sorry, I read this in the chat. Poxy says, you are adults. Stop your social downing of anyone viewing your content. Poxy, I mean this with all due respect. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Stop making up words. Social downing is not a real thing.
What does it even mean?
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Sorry.
I don't.
And I will social down that stupid shit that you just said. Sorry. That's the reality. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Bro, you're in our house. That's what I don't understand. People will go to your house, like quote house, your internet house, and get mad at you for what you're doing. It's like, this is my house. Don't come into my house if you don't like how I decorate it.
Listen, I got a video for this.
Fuck off, you oversensitive little shits.
God, thank you. There you go. Hey, Blippity Blue came back. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate that. Nissan came in and says, content creators are like strippers. Super chat them to have a dialogue. But keep in mind, that will never go further than that. Hey, Nissan, let's go. You like a little bit of this? A little bit of that? Oh, that's all you get. That's all you get. That's all you get for that fiber. Thanks so much, Nissan. Appreciate that. Hayden came in and says, if an attractive girl randomly shows up to your job or house with drinks for you, remember, chat, that's the feds. Thank you, Hayden. Appreciate that. And Mercenary says, I'm autistic and am less creepy than these stalkers. Thank you, Mercenary. Appreciate that. And it says, social downing, more like social drowning their IQ. Thank you, Mercenary. Oh, my God. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyways, God, that's funny. What do we got? Oh, we got a chat in the poll. A poll in the chat says, did you play Spidey 2? 90% of you said no.
91.
I did not play it. I refused to play it. I mean, even when I see all the fanboys who are going off about, oh, it deserved Game of the Year, and they're sharing gameplay clips of it, like, how did this not get Game of the Year? And the entire clip was a scripted set piece. It's like, okay, so because it's a movie, so you posted a clip that's basically a movie. That doesn't deserve Game of the Year just because it looks good. Video games, let's just try to remember that video games are supposed to be video games.
Right.
So all of this scripted set pieces, all of these cut scenes, all this, that, and the other, that is not what's going to make a video game a Game of the Year. It's gonna be the gameplay. Is it fun? Is it engaging? Is there replay value? This, that, and the other.
But you can swing around the city.
Yeah, you gotta think of it as like components. Everyone was screaming how like Hogwarts Legacy should have been Game of the Year too. I'm like, did we play the same game? I don't understand.
Yep, I'm with you on that. And as much as like, I supported Hogwarts Legacy amidst all the backlash it got and stuff, I definitely don't think it deserved Game of the Year. I don't think it was that spectacular. I think that for a younger audience, for example, something like an Elden Ring would be too hard for them. A younger audience or just an audience that wants like a casual experience, then yeah, they could get some value out of it. But it's not. The actual meat of the game isn't that deep. It's a beautiful game, but it's just it's not that deep. It has a lot of the elements of AAA games that I don't like.
The
Being too
problem with the
focused.
Hogwarts Legacy was that a lot of people for Harry Potter aren't gamers, and so like you said, it was for casual gamers who would just pick it up and play it, come back to it, come back and play it, and all that. But yeah, for like Game of the Year, you'd think it would be like gameplay, visuals, and like story, right? It wouldn't just be just one thing where it was like, it looked amazing, therefore it's Game of the Year. Like,
right.
It's gotta have all the components. It's gotta be perfectly balanced, as all things should be. And I'm like Thanos. So.
You are Thanos today.
All right, let's move on to our next story. But before we do, Metastep came in and says, "I have social Down syndrome." Thank you, Metastep. Appreciate that.
That's amazing.
Mercenary says, "Spidey 2 equals Kojima game, all movie."
Yes.
No gameplay. Yeah. I don't know. Didn't get a chance to play it. And once again, do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button on your as you guys are tuning in. Really appreciate that. We're closing in on 500. That's our goal. We are at 2 members for the day. Our goal is always 20. Let's see if we can get that going. All right. So we talked about this earlier this week. Twitch laid off 500 members of their team. It was like 35% of their staff, a third of their company. Thanos, right, Blabs? That's right. Thanos into thin air. Some people finding out that they were fired via Twitter, and it is what it is, right? So their CEO, Dan Clancy, did a stream yesterday and talked about the state of Twitch. It was really interesting. He went into a lot of depth on a lot of different things. And one of the most fascinating things about it was he talked about Twitch's current financial status, how well they're doing. And this is the response, knowing that someone asked about how Twitch is doing, and he said Twitch is not currently profitable, which is crazy to me. Let's listen to this.
That we've implied this before, where we say we need to run it sustainably, but I'll be blunt. We aren't profitable at this point. Amazon has been extremely supportive of Twitch, and a big thing for being sustainable over time is ensuring that we don't lose money. And that's a big part of my job because that's going to be what makes sure we can be here for long term. Okay, so Twitch doesn't make money, but then they ask about the idea of TwitchCon. So here's TwitchCon. This has stopped doing TwitchCons for a few years to save money. No, I don't think so. First of all, while right now it's not quite true, but TwitchCon should be able to operate break even. It shouldn't cost us money to do TwitchCons. We made good progress on there. We need to keep making progress. People run conventions all the time to make money. I don't think we need to make money on TwitchCons. I think TwitchCons are a very valuable opportunity to bring the community together in person. So I think it's very important. We've got 2 coming up. And we're going to announce that soon. Okay, so Twitch doesn't make money. TwitchCon doesn't make money. What is this company doing exactly?
I'm under the impression that TwitchCons are tax write-offs. That's their value. But yeah, I mean, has Twitch ever really pulled profits? Not that I'm aware of. I mean, unless I'm wrong. But Twitch is in a really difficult position right now because of the competitors like Kick or even with YouTube and stuff. Because one big reason for that is that there's a lot less value for the creator to stream on Twitch versus elsewhere whenever they take so much of the revenue. And I think that's something that Twitch is going to have to figure out, because in their heads they're probably like, well, we're not pulling a profit, so if we if we give the creators more revenue, we're going to pull even less of a profit. But it's one of those things to where if your customers are unhappy with the product, they're not going to keep coming back. And so if the customers, in this case the streamers, are actually getting a lot of value from Twitch, then they're going to be motivated to be streaming more on there. And so, even for myself, streaming on Kick, which I get a lot less viewers on Kick, but I make more money on Kick than I do on Twitch, just because of the revenue split.
Right.
So Twitch needs to start thinking of their creators and actually giving them an incentive to support the platform. And they just haven't been doing that.
Well, I'll tell you this. We have been growing over on Kick. We've grown from literally 1 viewer. Today, we have 17 viewers over on Kick. So that's great. You guys watching over on Kick, welcome on out. We appreciate you guys popping in. Now, what about one of those big incentives of streaming on Twitch? One of those big incentives is it's owned by Amazon. It has Twitch Prime, which we've encouraging it. We said all along, we are not going to be streaming on Twitch after the end of this month. Twitch is a platform, I just can't get behind it anymore. So at the end of the month, we're going to be sunsetting that. Hopefully everybody watching on Twitch moves over to Kick or on YouTube or on Rumble, whatever it is you'd like to do. So we've been encouraging people to use their Amazon Prime, their Twitch Prime over on twitch.tv/DutnerandCraig, just like Shiny King just did. Shiny King over on Twitch with his Prime membership for 9 months. This has some unsustainable Bezos bucks, right? That's a really big perk for a lot of people streaming over on Kick. Every time that you subscribe with your Twitch Prime, it gives the creator $2.50. That's a big deal. It's a free $2.50 that's coming up out of nowhere. So will Twitch Prime stick around? Well, he was asked about that. Here's what he says.
Prime is a critical program for many streamers. We've already been looking across the company in terms of how to set us up for the long term. I think we will continue to evolve different aspects of our program, because part of what I'm trying to do is get us into a framework that can live over a long time. The size of the company is one of those things that gets us to the right size for the longer period of time. When we did Partner Plus, we structured that so that we could continue to move that threshold. We're going to keep looking across our strategy with streamers. We did this with the ads incentive program. We want to get to where we can continue to grow and adapt and change as the market changes. And so there may be other changes, but I will tell you, Prime is an important part for our viewers and our creators. So it's important for us to make sure Prime still exists.
Okay. No, and here it is.
Some way.
In some way, that reads me like, nope, we're making some changes here. Now, I noticed some people in chat were asking, what is the Twitch split? Someone said 70-30. That's not true. It's 50-50.
Right.
There might be a very small handful of creators that they've negotiated a 70-30 split, but no, it's 50-50.
And the Twitch partner, right? That gets the
right.
70-30.
Well, no, hold on.
No, I'm Twitch partner. I get 50-50.
No.
Most Twitch partners get 50-50, unless they're handpicked teachers' pets to get a little more.
I have experience in this. When I ran Game Attack, I negotiated a 70-30 split for us, right? And that was a very big deal. And then probably about a year or so ago, they ended that. And they said, no, everybody goes to a 50-50. We're not doing any more 70-30 splits. And I think that really damaged. I mean, imagine taking a 20% pay cut immediately, like overnight. Just boom, all of a sudden it's gone. And let me tell you why that worked. So what we would do, and it was really pretty good, was we would, for everybody, because we had a 70-30 split, it would cost us less money to gift a sub to the channel than it would to receive than it would for somebody else, right? So the long and short of it was, every time somebody would gift a membership to the channel or a sub, we would then gift a sub. So it cost us it cost us $1 or so, because we'd get that money back. We'd receive $3.70 something instead of the $2.50, and that extra $1.25 is a massive markup when you're dealing with such relatively small amounts, $5. So anyways, yeah, it's all 50-50 on Twitch. And when you look at platforms like Kick that offer a 90-10, or is it 95-0? What, or is it 95-5? Blabs is
Kick 95.5.
yeah, 95.5. And even Rumble right now, Rumble's offering a 100-0. So 100% of your memberships, your subscriptions over on Rumble go to the creator right now.
Well,
That is
actually,
massive.
I can completely break it down for you because I added this yesterday. This is from Rumble, but sub revenue split, and you can literally see every little thing.
Oh.
That's huge. It is huge.
Even X is 97. I didn't know that.
I didn't even know X had subs like
Yeah.
that. Oh wait, oh yeah, that's right. The regular. I've never got accepted into that. I don't think I will because I'm too controversial.
Right. Well, I will say this: it's really interesting just to see where Twitch is at. And there were some other notes that he put out because he said emphatically during his thing, Amazon is really bullish on Twitch, and they have big vision for Twitch. But how long can you have something until it, you got to turn a profit at some point? You got to start making some money. Amazon is a money-making venture, and Jeff Bezos will eventually turn the lights out until, if it's not making money. But here's the rest of it. It says he mentioned about Twitch Rivals. Twitch Rivals is I've been in many Twitch Rivals competitions. It's like they offer up money for that. This was interesting, and this is very accurate. Employee base is the biggest cost outside of video encoding. So the video encoding of actually streaming everything. Number 2 is employees, which makes sense because they fired everybody. So.
Right, but they actually need to take the Elon Musk approach. Twitch has way too many employees. I've been to the Twitch headquarters. They have way too many employees. I understand you need X amount of people to run your business, but they have too many, and especially when they're hiring dear people to represent and try to manage their whole social element and all that. It's like, dude, it's time to slim down your company, have the essential people that know how to keep the site running, and cut the fat.
Right. Also of this, he's talking about how ads have not shown an effect on retention, which is interesting. Like ads in the middle of it, people will stick through them. That's interesting. And this was probably, you've heard about this a lot. The special contracts with top streamers have gone away because the cost of retaining them is greater than the return on investment. Here's a solution for that. Don't pay these streamers millions of dollars, right? I think that most streamers will work for considerably less than the tens of millions of dollars than you're willing to pay them. I'm just going to throw that out there. So, so there you go. Twitch is certainly in an interesting place right now. I said yesterday I could see a road where Amazon eventually offloads Twitch in some way, shape, or form. I was watching Moist Critical's video about this. He was talking about how he doesn't really feel like Amazon has done a whole lot to benefit Twitch, and I would disagree. They've done some interesting things, definitely on the back end, which people haven't seen, but from the front end side of it, they've allowed their partnership with the NFL. They've allowed streamers to co-stream NFL games and do watch parties and stuff. These are things that Twitch never would have had the opportunity to do. And I don't know. There's a lot of, they're not major things, but they're benefits to the creator that Twitch has offered from their relationship with Amazon. So, but it is what it is. So.
Well, I was going to say, Dev's in the chat, and he says, I knew somebody used to work at Twitch. He said that 75% of the Twitch staff is superfluous.
Superfluous. Yes. How do I know that word? Yeah. Superfluous.
How do you know
that? Because I'm smart, Blabs. I just can't speak. But I'll say this.
Arteries.
It's true. It's true. A lot of these tech companies are just super bloated. and unnecessary. And that's what you saw, like when Musk went into X and fired 80% of the staff, and people were like, how could you do that? He's like, well, I just did, and we're functioning just great, you know? So, and you're going to see that. We said it at the time. Him firing all those people, it was going to be a trickle-down effect for other tech industries, tech companies. And guess what you're seeing now? All these layoffs. It is a thing. So
well, I put a poll in the chat saying, do you watch streamers on Twitch? And 72% with 530 votes says no.
Yeah.
So that says a lot.
Well, you're watching us on the YouTubes.
I didn't think it'll be that high.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate that. Thanks for tuning us over here on YouTube, over on Rumble, and on Kick. Really appreciate that, guys. All right, let's go to another story. But before we do, I want to let you know that Hayden said with the 10 says Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriot was the best movie game of 2008, possibly ever. Thank you, Hayden. Appreciate that. Andrew came in with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Andrew. I almost said 10. That was only 5, but thank you very much. I say only, I mean in a big only. Thank you very much, Andrew, with the 5 gifted memberships. Really appreciate that. Ivan says Super Spider-Man 2 was a good game. A lot of people like to judge it for its quote woke elements, but 80% of the game is really fun. Not game of the year, but people need to stop hate just for hate. I agree with you, Ivan. There are a lot of people who put a magnifying glass on things that, but for a lot of people, they're just kind of tired of that 20%. Like, think about what you just said. 80% of the game is that. Like, but that means 20% of it is bullshit. So do you really want to wade through that 20% to get to the 80%?
All I know is even the first one and the Miles Morales spinoff, those got old for me fast. I couldn't even bring myself to beat them because it just has so much. If you're going to have an open world game, let it be an actual adventure where you're doing stuff instead of all the character talking to you, telling you what to do all the time, all the prompts on the screen constantly, all the dialogue happening nonstop and too much scripted set pieces, QTEs, things like that. I will check out so fast when I'm playing a game like that and just hop into something else like Lies of P. So I'm over it with those kind of games.
Yeah.
They're not fun to me.
Right. Peach D came back. He says, Craig, have you played Metroid Prime Remastered? So good. My childhood in 4K. Yeah, I played it on stream for a day, and it was really interesting to see how great it looked. They spent a lot of time on that. I would expect a second very, very soon. Torgo says, Twitch has a 24/7 Mystery Science Theater 3000 stream. My only use for it. Yeah. And do you think they would cast their net a little wider as well? Urion Sanborn says, at this point, Twitch has more and more like paid left propaganda. Seems more like paid left propaganda, all hell side scrollers plus Melonie.
True. And when you look at whenever Twitch has all of these marketing promotions or they're trying to push their creators, look how they're pandering to the woke with all of that. Every time I'm seeing like a Twitch video that's, oh, we love our creators, and I'm seeing drag queens, I'm seeing dear people, things like that. Let's be honest, most gamers aren't going to hop on Twitch to watch drag queens. They're just not.
They don't live in reality. They don't live in reality, right? Like, go to the airport. Tell me how many people, like just look around. Go to anywhere in society and tell me how many people, like, it's crazy. It's,
a lot of people, like, take someone like my dad or even my brothers. If they're going to hop on somewhere like Twitch, you got one shot. You got one shot to keep someone's retention. So if someone's going to hop on Twitch, let me see if I can find someone who plays this game that I like. And you see on the front page a drag queen and forget this crap.
Right.
Like they'll tune right out. And so this pushing the drag queens and all that, who are you trying to reach here? Because the people who care about all of that, and they're not really gamers at the core of it anyway. And what we've already seen from the wokies is they don't support the things that they claim to love. All of this stuff with a message in it that has all these woke politics, all this like excessive in your face, crass feminism, this, that, and the other. They're not supporting this stuff. They'll push it on Twitter and they'll get some likes for it. And some of it'll be bot likes, but then these movies or these games or whatever they are not hitting expectations.
Nightmare came in and says, the real GOAT, Spider-Man 2, came out in 2004. Thank you, Nightmare. Appreciate that.
Love it.
Grinning Tiki says, new emo band name, Social Downing Abbey. There you go. Thank you so much, Grinning Tiki. Urian came in with 5 gifted memberships. Let's go. That puts us at 12 for the day. Urian Sanborn, thank you very much. That's 12 of our goals.
So we need 8 more to hit goal, or 8 more. Come on. We can do this.
Das Pooch says, catching up from earlier in the stream, and the best Indiana Jones game is still The Fate of Atlantis. Old classic LucasArts, early 90s on PC and DOS. Look up a playthrough on that on YouTube. Thank you so much, Das Pooch. Push-Up says, maybe that's what was behind Twitch's nudity snafu.
See, I do think that's why they tried to pull that, let's go ahead and allow artistic nudity and stuff, because they're desperate to be making money and to pull profits. And they thought, okay, well, this is getting a lot of viewers, it's getting a lot of attention and a lot of money, but then they ended up ruining the reputation of the company, so it didn't work out too great for them.
Short Fat Otaku says, I don't think Amazon will offload Twitch, even if it costs them money. Having a platform popular enough that can affect public narrative is worth it. That is true. There's a lot of truth in that for sure. Thank you, Short Fat Otaku. Hal says, surprised the deer people aren't leaving already. Deer are usually the first to run away. Thanks.
Good point. Good point.
Suffer So Proud came in with a $9.99. Says, Mr. El Senor Craig. Glad I finally caught the stream. Ever heard of an old YouTuber called Solid Rev? No, I don't believe I have. Sorry, Suffer So Proud. It says, Mel and Blabs que belas muertas. No, that's not muertas. Muertas
That
is dead.
say dead.
Mujeres.
Jesus Christ.
Mujeres. I was like, well, that's really fucked up.
Blabs. I'm so smart. I can read.
Blabs, we have not had a donation from Blabs the Tower Tard. So you can't talk like that. All right?
So, I am Blabs the Tower Tard whenever I want to be. It's another personality, okay?
Que belas mujeres. Thank you. Suffer so proudly. Appreciate that. Saint G is a new member. Really appreciate that, Saint G. Yeah, let's go. That's at 13. Let's go. Robert says, refuse to be a part of another Overton window shift. Woke tolerance has severely dwindled. I definitely agree.
That's a lot of where a lot of us are at. And so sometimes people think like, oh, why you got to be so mean? But we have to be bold, because we have let a lot of these woke activists who make up the minority at the end of the day, they don't make up the majority of us, but they have been bullying us and taking over. And so, okay, sometimes you got to be bold and you got to stand up against that, because they're mean and we don't want to be mean back. So that has caused a lot of the issues that we have today. Well, sometimes it's time to get a mean back. We're sick of it.
It's time to get a mean back, everybody. It's time to get mean.
Get mean.
Chris says, on games that are movies, Final Fantasy 16 is my 2023 game of the year. I think of it as getting to watch a really great show blended with some great gameplay. Yeah, like for some people, that's awesome. Some people really enjoy that. They enjoy the movie experience of being able to play a little bit of the movie. I think, hey, cool. Love it. That's great. If that's awesome. Tenvia came in. This is interesting over on Twitch. Says, as a drag queen gamer, I want to say I enjoy being who I am, how I perform in the games I enjoy playing all my life. Well, awesome. Good for you. Just don't read to children. Just don't read stories. Just don't read stories to children in your outfits.
None of us are saying that we don't think drag queens should be able to stream. Yeah, if they want to stream, do Absolutely. You. But let's be like, let's just try to reflect and just see the reality of the situation. Most gamers just aren't going to be into drag queen streamers. So whenever Twitch is propping drag queen streamers and making that like a focus and putting, a lot of people are going to be turned off by it and leave, because the drag queen market is very specific and it's different. So yeah. Look,
I've been to drag shows, right? They are very mature shows, right?
Yes,
these are and to be honest, fun as shit. Like when I was younger, they're really funny. They're ridiculous, right? So like, hey, that's awesome. Just know your place. Know your place. That's all. That's all we're saying.
And especially with Twitch,
in a drag queen show. Craigette.
I don't think that's the case, Blabs.
Memes,
Especially with Twitch,
memes out there, please.
there
Thank you.
are a lot of kids who watch Twitch, and I don't think kids should be watching drag queens because drag is a very adult entertainment thing. So kids should not be watching drag queens, and so I do not think that putting it on the front page is a good thing.
Yeah, agreed. People in the chat says Ice-T's got some news for you, Craig. He was like, "You're gay." No, that's not the case. I went with a bunch. I remember going with a. This was 20 years ago now, but I remember going with a bunch of girls that night, like going out with a bunch of like, "You want to go to a drag show?" And it's like, I don't know. And I felt really uncomfortable the entire time, right? But at the same time, like you could either choose to be miserable the entire time you're out, or you can just kind of go with the flow, and you go with the flow, as long as the flow doesn't end up in my face. Anthony says wokeness is a military agenda, not an ideology. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate that. And Pushup says, what is life but an expensive interactive cutscene? That's right. There you go. Thank you, Pushup. Appreciate that. Hey, Blabs, I got some good news for you. Kratos El Gratos has come in with a $100 direct donation. Says, Blabs, the fear on your face at the mere mention of my name is more than enough to sustain me, so I won't drag this out. I would like to request Lonely by Akon.
Oh, shit.
Do you know Lonely by Akon?
Yes, I was singing it yesterday.
Be made into a metal cover by Dan Vask. That's all.
That's fine.
So you got to impersonate Dan Vask in a Brazilian accent.
No way. That's not what he said.
Yeah.
Basically what he said.
That's what I heard.
Your Dan Vask impersonation.
Love it. Kratos, that's coming up. I'm going to put you up on the wall, Kratos. Greatly appreciate that. Blabs is... What? You're not going to read that? You're not going to sing that song? You're not going to sing Lonely by Akon?
He requests Dan Vass to sing it.
No.
Cover.
He says, I would like to request Lonely by Akon. Oh, be made into a metal cover by Dan Vask. Damn! All right, fine.
Let him clarify.
I know how to listen. Just you don't know how to read. Listen.
I just got excited thinking about you singing Akon by Dan Vask.
Like, how am I supposed to do that? I can't sing like Dan. I don't have balls.
Hey, by the way, wall's almost full, by the way. Almost full. Check that out over there. Almost full. So we can get there by the end of the week. This is great. I mean, it is the end of the week, but we'll see. Original Essence came into the Prime. Says, love you, Craig, Baps, and Mac Attack. Thank you very much. Henchman came in with the Prime sub over on Twitch. Really appreciate that as well. Uh-oh! Kratos El Gratos with a $100 direct donation.
Oh, you're shitting me, right?
Says, oh, who am I kidding? I still want to hear you sing it, but I don't want to make you do it alone. I would like to request all three of you sing Lonely by Akon in Blabs the Tower Tard accent. Just being all lonely, stuck up here. In all your towers.
I was singing it the other day on my stream, and he was in the chat going, "Oh, you know this one?" And I was like, "Shit."
I don't even know.
I don't know this one.
You don't know I'm Mr. Lonely?
Well, Blabs, why don't you read it for us really quick, or why don't you sing it for us real quick?
In my Tardo voice?
Yeah, please. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
Here's Blabs singing "Lonely" by Akon.
You see how you totally manipulated me into singing this by myself when he requested all three of you to do it? I see what you're doing, Craig. I'm 2 steps ahead. I'm just pointing that out. Anyway. Hi. Put it back. Thank you. All right. So you guys need to sing too when you actually figure it out because you know the song, right?
All I know is I'm in love with the stripper. That's an Akon song, right?
That's not the song.
Oh. Go ahead.
Ugh. All right. Lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody but my own. It keeps going. You know the song.
Okay.
It's lonely.
Lonely. I'm so lonely.
See? We gotta do the Tardo
it.
accent. We gotta do the Tard Blabs accent.
It's hard to hit those notes though with the Tardo because you gotta be high instead of going low. Anyway.
I'm so lonely. I
have nobody
for my own.
We just sound like a bunch of remedial people who need to be in a
Ridiculous.
hospital.
Unreal. Just. Thank you for your support.
Can I
It's
just
ridiculous.
Can I do it in the Minions voice? Because I can actually hit those.
Yay!
No, you can't. All right, fine.
Wow.
Go ahead, Blabs.
All right. Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody for my own.
That's amazing.
It's like a Gollum Stitch Minions thing can do. I can do
God,
all
this
the
show
Minions.
sucks.
I don't even know how to do that.
God, our show sucks. It's ridiculous.
I love it.
You asked for it.
That's awesome. Hey, let's go to one more news story real quick before we get kicked off the internet for singing. This was passed on. Classic Konami games like Felix the Cat and Rocket Knight are being re-released. Isn't this exciting to see? They're being re-released. Oh, by Limited Run Games. Who the fuck cares? Sorry, I'm not going to support that shit.
Heck them. Yeah.
Not doing
Forget
it.
about it.
Not doing that nonsense.
For the uninformed, they canceled or they fired community manager Kara because she followed libs of TikTok and a couple other conservative accounts. They fired her for that. Because some wildebeest of a dude in a wig was like, oh, we just feel unsafe with this bigot here working for your company, and they fired her. So
yeah, I ain't dealing with that nonsense. I ain't dealing with that. I ain't gonna like, hey, there are things that I would be like, oh, that's interesting. I'd like to have that, but I'm not gonna support that bullshit. I'm not gonna do it. You speak with your money. Speak with your money. Speak with your wallet. Don't speak with your tweets.
Yep.
Alma John says the only reason why I have Twitch is to watch 80s movies and Nick Rekieta and his unapologetic dialogue. Thanks, Alma John. Appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoy your Twitch for that reason. Fat Geralt Falcon Punch says, has anyone on the panel played Prototype? Thoughts on it? In my opinion, an oldie but a goodie whose franchise was ruined by its sequel. Yep.
I did play that back in the day. I loved it. I was really big into like the Infamous and Prototype style gameplay back then.
That was huge. That was a very big game back in the day. Prototype was massive. Let's do some real fast quick hits. Real fast quick hits here. Did you see the rumor that there's a launch? The Nintendo Switch 2 launch is coming September 2024. This is put out by G&G, and they got it from somewhere or whatever. But September 2024. Here we are. Switch 2. I said, I actually predicted this, and I think this is the proper timeline. I would expect a Nintendo Direct in April, and then they use the summer to promote it, leading up to a fourth quarter release, and all of a sudden everybody's happy, and here we go. General thoughts, Mel?
They're going to be sold out for a very long time, so good luck to anybody trying to get one. I figured for myself, it'll probably be quite some time. It took me a bit before I was even able to get my hands on a regular Switch because they were constantly sold out. So maybe by next year I can get it.
Maybe by next year, we'll see. Next one. Did you see the screen that people are talking about at the CES show? This is the Samsung micro LED screen,
so
transparent.
Cool. That's amazing.
Where you can see through it. I don't really know how I feel about this, but it's very, very cool. I don't know if you'd actually watch something on TV like this, but it is interesting.
I just like staring at that. That's just kind of like relaxing. It's like,
well, I think that when you think of your home decor, you think of your living room, for example, you've got, and it's normalized, so it's not necessarily an eyesore, but you got this big black screen on your wherever you have it mounted or whatever it is, you got that in your living room constantly. Well, think of something like that's just a piece of glass that actually looks like a work of art, or in that case, when you have an idle animation going on it, then it can improve the aesthetic of your living room. And then when you watch a movie, I imagine all of it will be filled up and no transparency there.
As And Lone Wolf says over on Rumble says looks great for marketing and advertising purposes for sure. I think and Sub says seems more like for businesses. I could definitely see that being used in office settings and such as opposed to home offices and living room. Right. All right. Next one, real fast. Did you see that Top Gun 3 is in the works? After here we are. So Top Gun 3 is in the works. Did you see Top Gun Maverick, Mel?
Yes, and it's funny. I just recently saw it, and I just recently saw the first Top Gun before that. It was a couple months ago. I never watched any Top Gun movies, so I watched the first one, then I watched Top Gun Maverick right after. And I will say, amazing that Top Gun Maverick really was made for the fans. We don't see that a lot now. Watching them back to back like that too made me realize, oh, okay, this really was made for them. So hopefully with a third one that they will continue in that trajectory, because at the end of the day, that's who you need to make happy. And whenever you're making new things from old existing properties, respect it. Don't try to change it for modern audiences. Respect the people who already loved it. And if they already loved it back in the day, then even people who are brand new to it are going to love it, because clearly it was a hit back then. People are people. Why aren't they going to love it now? You know?
Has Tom Cruise done any bad remakes?
I mean, you could say some of the Mission Impossible movies aren't that great.
I didn't like the newest Mission Impossible movie, and I know in our circle
I haven't seen it.
It's an unpopular opinion, but I didn't like it. I thought it was trash.
I did not see.
Oh yeah, The Mummy. They're saying that's right. He was in The Mummy.
Right. Yeah, I saw Fallout, Mission Impossible Fallout, and I thought that movie was great. I did not see Dead Reckoning Part 1. But
that Fallout's the one with Henry Cavill in it, right? I saw that one. I think that's the last Mission Impossible movie I've seen.
That's the one where he's like hanging out the plane.
Yeah, the helicopter.
It's crazy. It's nuts. All right, one last thing before we head out for the day. Once again, appreciate everybody's support. We still have a couple. We got a couple super chats to read, as well as some bits that have come in. This was interesting. I don't know who Ms. Kiff is, but apparently he's a pretty big streamer. I guess I don't know. He's
okay.
Ms. Kiff is a streamer who found out that he apparently has been using shampoo that potentially causes hair loss.
Oh no!
And this is him finding it out. Great music, by the way.
You have to be fucking.
What's that?
Olaplex. I do remember this. Hearing about this.
I haven't heard anything about this. I don't know what Olaplex is.
Kidding me? I've been using this product for over 2 years. What?
Oh yikes!
That's bad.
It's just a sheer what the hell? Reading through this real fast.
Are you fucking kidding me? I've been using this shit for 2 years.
Oh. That cut off was perfect timing. But yeah, same with Diva Curl, which was a very popular curly hair shampoo and conditioner and products. That started making a lot of people lose their hair as well. And there's formaldehyde in it. And whenever you take, and I think a lot of it had to do with the plastic bottles and stuff, because whenever there was a chemical reaction between having these bottles in storage in these very hot areas in a warehouse. It's very hot. The plastic chemicals seep into the product chemicals, and it's just causes a lot of issues. So, I mean, you kind of have that risk with any shampoo or conditioner.
Man, that's crazy. Wow. And here's the reality. I'm going to be a little more straight on the nose with this guy. And with all due respect, this guy has hair loss coming to him regardless of what shampoo he's using. I'm just going to tell you right now. It happens to 80
2 years though.
89% of dudes, it's going to happen. So what a shame. Sorry, buddy. So let's finish this up with some super chats. Guys, appreciate your support greatly today. We are currently sitting at 13 members. Our goal is obviously 20. Let's see if we can hit that before we wrap up. Nissan says, after that sing-along We do, in fact, need to bring back mental institutions. Love y'all. Thank you, Nissan. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong after Blabs was singing that. Murray says, transparent screen, huh? Grabs my climber game and watch from 1986 with a transparent crystal screen. There you go. See, what's old is new again, Murray. Thank you very much. Aiden says, I'm still trying to work on losing weight. I'll be reaching 190 pounds again, like last time in October 2009. This Saturday night, I'll attend the Dallas Stars watch party at Sidecar Social in Addison. And yes, I'll cheat on that night. Only on Sunday, I'll watch the Cowboys game at home with my siblings, since we made a big fat bet. Go Stars and go Cowboys. Aiden, hey, have a great weekend, buddy. Go Stars, go Cowboys, and go hit those goals, man. Hit that 190. Henchman with the 100 bit says, better get Craig all my Bezos bucks before they leave. Time to close Twitch again and not open it for a couple weeks. Let's go. Yes, we will gladly accept all your Bezos bucks over on Twitch until we leave. Even after we leave, we'll gladly accept them. Left Cross over on Rumble says, people forget Twitch broadcasts Thursday Night Football to 100,000 viewers minimum. Also, is Kick really a safe haven? Most of the platform is gambling and titties. Don't get why the free pass for them. Blabs, I'll let you speak on that a little bit.
Well, we've never given Kick the free pass. In fact, we've actually dissected their terms of service with Razorfist and I believe Salty Cracker at one point a couple months back. So, I mean, I've been pretty critical of Kick this entire time. I'm a huge advocate for Kick, but I also criticize them. I was even criticizing them yesterday. So, yeah. Yeah,
I think that you're gonna find girls in particular. You're gonna find girls who are gonna do their best to skirt the rules on any platform, right? It's just a matter of, do you promote them on your front page? Do you embrace them skirting your own rules, right? And that's something I can't get behind. So,
well, and it's funny because I remember back in the day, like when Twitch first was a thing, it was like girls back then, us girls who played video games, we felt like, oh, we wanted people to know we were gamers by merit. And we went on there and we actually wanted to do well in these video games and we had something to prove. And there were times it came across a little cringe, but to me, that is so much better than the alternative of these girls taking their clothes off or being as scantily clad as possible. Back in the day, that would have been shamed. Be like, this is a gaming site. You're going to be on here half naked and even if you were playing a video game and you were good at it, if a girl had like a low cut shirt and a push-up bra, she would get shamed for it. I think sometimes shame is effective, and we wouldn't have had this problem that we have now. But because so many people have gone lax with that, and they're watching it and supporting it, that's why it's a thing. But if things were like they used to be, and you saw all these titty streamers and it was like, dude, put a shirt on, I'm tuning out, and people weren't watching them, they wouldn't be a thing anymore.
Right. Ice Cold points in, he says, Kick bosses give people like Johnny Somali subs, so I don't exactly trust them full. Yeah, and I agree. I don't think Johnny Somali is a good streamer at any point. All he does is just piss people off and get arrested. But that shit works. And now, do I agree with Kick embracing that? Absolutely not. But I do think that Kick is a better solution than Twitch right now. That could change in 3 months, could change in 6 months. We'll see. As always, I am human. I reserve my right to change my mind. Israel came in with the $5 super chat. Says, God bless. Happy Friday to y'all. Have you guys ever seen Kung Fury on YouTube? Yes, it's phenomenal. It's awesome if you enjoyed 80s action, and a sequel is coming soon. Really? I didn't know about the sequel. Thank you very much, Israel. Appreciate that.
I haven't seen it, but I do like Kung Pao. That's
awesome.
A classic.
You know what else I like? Nate Nightingale coming in with 10 gifted memberships, putting us at 23. Let's go. Excellent. Thank you so much, Nate. Appreciate that greatly. Let's get you on the wall with those 10 gifted memberships. Thank you very much. Genuinely appreciate it. That puts us at 23 for the day. And what a great way to finish up the week here on the show. Nate Nightingale. Man, that's great. I like the name. I want to remind everybody, you guys can find Melonie Mac pretty much anywhere on the internet right now. She's getting hate from all sides and everywhere, which is great. Melonie, tell everyone where they can find you, where I put Nate on the wall.
All right, you guys can find me on YouTube at Melonie Mac Go Boom, on X at Melonie Mac, also on YouTube, my gaming streams, which I'm going to be doing every Wednesday now at Melonie Mac, and my Bible reading channel at Bible Time with Melonie Mac.
Excellent. And Blabs, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on Kick or on YouTube, Blabbering Collector. In fact, tonight I'm going to be playing the finals, which I absolutely love, and I got a cat from my massive character, Craig. You know how you can play as the heavy, the big chunky guy? He's got a little cat on his shoulder now. And you're running around destroying buildings. Love it.
That's awesome. That's great job, Blabs. That's
Find
awesome.
me on Kick.
I want to remind everybody, you guys watching over on Rumble, we have passed 5,000 followers, which is great. Our next goal is 5 million. So let's get those numbers up. Hit the follow button. We'd really appreciate that, you guys over on Rumble. Currently, by the way, passed over 2,000 concurrents between YouTube and Twitch and Kick and Rumble and everywhere today, which is congratulations, guys. Great job. Growing like a weed here on the show, man, and it's spectacular. Thank you, guys. Unbreaded. I love your avatar, by the way. Came in with a membership. That is spectacular to finish us off, putting us at 24 for the day. Guys, I want you to have a great rest of your day, great rest of your weekend. I want you guys to sit back and watch a little bit of NFL football this weekend if you guys are into that. If not, I want you to get out and do a little yard work. If not, I want you to get inside and stay warm because it's going to be cold all weekend, especially throughout, the United States for the most part. I know it is going to be down here in Texas. It's going to be freezing cold, so we'll see if the grid holds up this time. With that said, you can find me over on the Side Scrollers Plays channel. I'll be live over there playing some Donkey Kong Country a little bit later this afternoon. Probably going to go an hour of power, probably like 2 to 3. So find me over there. It's a totally separate channel. You guys can hit the subscribe button over there. Link is in the description. Guys, have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you guys bright and early, 11 a.m. Central Time, Monday. Ready to rock. Nerdy Neo says, don't forget the memes. Okay, we will not forget the memes. Blast, do we got memes?
I was skipping some of them because we can't show some of them on the internet. So I didn't bring it up.
Well, pull them up in individual tabs, remember?
Hang on.
Okay. Get them in
Twitter
individual.
is not working right now. It says, please try again.
Okay.
I can't get in.
Well, we'll look, you guys have been special today, and we appreciate it. Everybody's super special, like Tard Bowl Blabs over here.
It's amazing.
Hang on, that was yesterday. All right, I don't know what this is. Good luck, everybody. This is Dr. Dogwater.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
no.
the ticket. Come on, y'all. Let's take a ride.
Oh,
Don't
no.
Say crap. Just get inside. It's time to take your butt on another kind of trip. Because you can't have the hop if you don't have the hip. Grab your gat with the extra clip and close und eyes and hit the switch. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I love it.
Okay. All right.
That's so funny.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Boy, oh boy. Is that all of them though? The Lonely Tower.
The
cards,
Lonely
there you go.
Tower, Tard.
I like that you hearted
Okay.
that in real time. There it is right there.
Very good.
All right. That is our show for this week. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Remember, hey, put that middle finger up and let people know you don't care. That's great. Just don't even care. Don't even care. It's great. Appreciate everybody's support today. Outstanding stuff. We'll see you guys next week when we're bright and early at 11 a.m. Central Time. Remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you guys Monday. Bye-bye.
Fatality.